This is one of the heaviest topics that we cover in our work as a counselor and executive coach and more is the whole concept about the afterlife, and is there a such thing as heaven and is there a such thing as the afterlife? And if you believe there is, here's the benefits. And if you believe there isn't, here's the benefits. If you believe there is and we don't ever die, we don't ever leave, we're always here, then, that's a benefit of being alive. And if you believe that once this life is over, it's over, then you know that this is the time to do your best, right? I'm not going to make a judgment on either one other than to say what I believe in. I'm not going to say one is right and one is wrong. But Chief Seattle said that. He's the one with that quote that their death is not real. It just transforms to who we are into another world. And in the last couple of years, I've had a real life experience proving this to be true. Now, I'm going to say I'm David Essel, and for 43 years as a member of the personal growth community, as a counselor, executive coach, a number one best-selling author, this has been a huge growth for me, a huge leap in faith for me to talk about this topic today versus my beliefs probably 20 years ago or even 30 years ago. I would not have had the understanding of what Chief Seattle said, is that, we don't die, we just go into a different world. And so what that says to me is what I believe in 100% is that we are eternal. We're eternal beings. It's not like that we die and we go away somewhere. We die and we're always here. We're always around. We're everywhere. It's an incredible concept to think about. When we die, we don't leave this world. We enter another world, but that other world also includes this world. And what do I mean by that? My mom and dad dying in the last year and a half has been unbelievable, or almost 2 years for my mom now. Just incredible how much I have grown and how much I've learned about life and death and the afterlife through them has been incredible. I've made this statement many times. I have a grief recovery program I've taught for 30 years, and when they died, I threw it out and started all over again. I learned so much about compassion and understanding the death process, and then the afterlife is where I was really, really interested. I didn't know if I'd be visited by my parents. I had no expectations. The only thing I did was understood that my love for them was increasing. Think about that. When my parents died, and it happened with my mom first, when my mom first died, my love for her, and it continues to grow today. It's this incredible unconditional love I never had felt when she was alive at the level I feel it now. So that tells me that it hasn't ended. It's only gotten bigger. Our world is eternal. I couldn't have this feeling about my mom if there wasn't something more to this life. At least that's my belief system. I couldn't be falling more in love with her. I couldn't be looking for every sign that's my mom like I do every day. I couldn't be talking about her so much if I didn't have a connection with her. Does that make sense? Like I couldn't be I guess I could create it in my own mind, but I don't. My mom and dad come and visit me every day as cardinals, and I put out all kinds of bird seed, and this morning they came, just like clockwork. And I can get out there at 4 a.m., 5, 6, 7. Sometimes I go out at 8 or 9, and all of a sudden they show up. That tells me that this world is not the only world. There's another one that we evolve into, that we are still connected. With my dad, the same thing. My dad's been dead now 11 months. And they almost died a year apart from each other. And when he passed on, he visited me. When my mom passed on, she's visited me 3 times. My dad has visited me twice. Along with the Cardinals and along with everything else, it tells me this is all eternal, completely eternal. I had to spend a day in this very uncomfortable situation, and I brought my mom with me in my mind, and I was comforted. It was incredible. I didn't know what to do. I'd never been in that experience before. It didn't feel good being there, and I was there for the whole day, and I ended up just imagining that my mom was with me. And that might sound sophomoric and that might sound infantile, but it worked. And the reason I believe it worked is because I believe that she is always around me. My dad is always around me. My grandfather is always around me. I know that those are 3 people who have personally visited me in a very conscious state, not when I was asleep, in a very conscious state. So I wanted to share this with you. I hope this gives you hope. If you want to comment below, comment below. If you want to share it, please share it. I think when we know, in my opinion, and this is how I feel anyway, I feel that by knowing life is eternal, that it never ends, it brings me a sense of comfort. Now, it's the exact opposite belief system I had 20 or 30 years ago. I believed that 20 or 30 years ago that once someone died, that they died and they were gone. Maybe they went to heaven, but we would never be in touch with them again. And through my own personal experiences, I see that life is eternal. It's never ending. They're always with us if we so desire that. If you need help with your grieving process over a loved one, if you need help moving forward in life, contact me at davidessel.com or talkdavid.com. This work is incredibly important. It's a huge part of my existence right now, and I'd love to help you as well, okay? Have a beautiful day.